Hello and welcome back to an off-season special of the Rival Recap Show, guys. The first two rounds of the NFL Draft are in the books. I am fresh off my second COVID shot. Symptoms have not set in. And you know what? We are 113 days from the Gentlemen's Club 2021 NFL Draft, and I just could not be more excited. Because you know what we're here to do, guys? We're talking Gentlemen's Club football all day. All the time. If I fall over at some point, I probably won't even post it. So who knows? But guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about the draft, our draft, and as well as the NFL draft, and do a little running back special. You know, maybe we'll sporadically get some position specials throughout this summer. Get the conversation going. You know, you guys can all think I'm an idiot with some hot takes, some freezing cold takes, and that's really what it's all about. I know that half the shit I say is pure nonsense, but that's why we're here, guys. And before I get into this running back special, guys, I want to talk about the draft, our draft, because I think we got to lock something down. I know Nashville's been talked about a lot. I took a look at some Airbnbs. There's still plenty, and like it'd be like $250 a person for like 3 nights, Thursday to Sunday. Guys, if you haven't taken that Friday off yet, take it off. Let's make this a weekend. Let's not go to Nashville for 2 days. Let's at least make it 3 nights. Like, I'm trying to have a really fun time, and I know everyone else is too. I'm not a decision maker, so I'm not gonna, like, I'll put my card down, but like I'm not the one that's gonna be able to pull the trigger. You know, I think we have a void in our league, and I think that's a travel agent. I think we need someone who's just gonna put their foot down and be like, guys, this is what we're doing, and everyone else is just gonna fall in line, because regardless of where we go, guys, we just gotta go somewhere new, somewhere fun, and we're all gonna have a great time together. Let's be real. Nashville has a lot of dope houses, and I think we need a travel agent. You know, we got 3 content creators, myself, Joe Narduli, Matt Lynch. We got the legal counsel, Spencer Sklar. We got the great commish and champion, Ian Jones. Oof, that does not feel good to say. Big data has kind of been absorbed by the 3 content creators, especially Matt Lynch. Big step with the horse scores. I mean, that's just awesome stuff. My horse score is not great, but I don't even care. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's dive into some running backs. There's been a few guys changing teams. I think values changed based on, you know, last year's performance. Some of the guys that we saw go in the first round in our draft necessarily won't be first-round picks this year. I think we saw, like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Joe Mixon was at the end of the first round. Kenyon Drake was Ian's first-round pick, guys, and he beat us all. No shot. Kenyon Drake is on the Las Vegas Raiders now, so he's going to be behind Josh Jacobs. That might even push Josh Jacobs out of the first round. I don't know, because I feel like his value was really dependent on him. He was just an absolute workhorse. But great running back, so I would still expect him to be drafted very highly. But guys, I'm going to run through all the teams, just their running back situations real quick, and just give everyone a little update, a few thoughts, and we'll see where we end up, guys. But we're starting with none other than the New York Jets, guys. And we're kind of a mess. I don't know if we're going to draft a running back in one of these later rounds that, you know, we're feeling. I don't know if we're going to find a James Robinson undrafted free agent gem or something special like that. But yeah, there was only 4 running backs drafted thus far. So, you know, I don't know if one of those guys is like, there was one in the 3rd round, and I don't know if he's going to turn into like the Antonio Gibson, you know, stud running back who I would also expect to be at the lowest a 2nd round pick in our draft, Antonio Gibson. But hey, the Jets. We got LaMichael Pirine, Tevin Coleman, and Ty Johnson. I personally don't know which one of the 3 of those guys is going to be our number 1. Maybe Spencer, Johnny, or Charlie can weigh in a little bit. Maybe you guys have a little more insight, but I feel like it's really just going to be who's going to have the hot hand, and that's who's going to get the touches throughout the season. You know, Tevin Coleman, he's a traditional 3rd down pass-catching back, so it might be Pirine or Ty Johnson, but we'll wait and see, guys. New England Patriots. I think it's going to be Damian Harris, right? I mean, he was really good last year. Sedano had a nice pick on him last year. He helped Sedano's team through injuries when his other running backs were out, and Damian Harris, I just really don't think he wouldn't be the number 1 there. Miami, Myles Gaskin, and they picked up Malcolm Brown from the Rams, guys. So I liked Gaskin. I really liked him towards the end of last season. If he can stay healthy, I would think he'll be their running back 1. Malcolm Brown kind of fits in nicely as a second running back, as he did with the Rams. So I'm thinking Gaskin. Buffalo, Singletary, Matt Breida, and Zach Moss. Eric was so high on Zach Moss at the draft, and he definitely came on as the season went on last year. But Matt Breida in the mix, I mean, that guy's fucking fast. I mean, Joe will probably draft him and be that boy franchise bullshit, whatever. But hey, late round pick, I don't know. Bit of a committee there for sure. Indianapolis, another committee. I mean, Marlon Mack's got to be out of the picture. I mean, they had Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines. They didn't need Marlon Mack. I mean, he was injured, and I just don't see a reason how he kind of gets back into the fold. Jonathan Taylor was solid. Naheem Hines would pop off for 8 catches, 100 yards. It was crazy. Jacksonville, special. James Robinson, I mean, rookie sensation last year. Really, just one of the top running backs in the league. They draft Travis Etienne. I mean, has to do with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, how are you drafting a running back there when your team was actually completely awful and you actually had a good running back? But hey, I'm not an NFL GM. Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry, lock, first-round pick. I honestly would actually expect him to see in the first 5 picks. Everyone knows he's a beast. There's no one else to talk about in Tennessee. Houston, guys. Houston's a actual fuck show. They didn't have a first or a second-round pick. With their 1 third-round pick, they drafted a quarterback, which, I mean, I guess I kind of understand because no one knows the Deshaun Watson situation. They're probably still trying to trade him and just no one's biting because there's just so much unknown. But their running backs, they got David Johnson coming back. They signed Philip Lindsay. I'd probably rather have Philip Lindsay than David Johnson, but either way, still 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th-round picks for those guys, in our draft. I don't know. Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee Harris, guys. I think he's going to be the first rookie off the board. I mean, he's got the reins. James Conner's gone. I don't think Benny Snell's going to interfere with him there. I mean, Najee Harris is a great running back from Alabama. I think he's going to be a bit of a beast in Pittsburgh, so expect him to go pretty early. Baltimore Ravens, new pickup. My dad got me this hat. I am actually trying to get some tickets for some PSLs, upper level, for the Ravens because I think there's money to be made and there's great games to go to, so expect to see me at some Ravens games this year. But J.K. Dobbins, running back 1, he had a great rookie season, got so much better as the year went on. Remember when Rash traded him for A.J. Brown, or got him and then dropped him? Not great. Rass got to shout you out in some way, right? It wouldn't be a rival recap show if there wasn't some Rass banter. But Cleveland, Chubb and Hunt, nothing's changing there. They're still going to each go in round 2 or 3 probably. I think Lamb drafted Hunt in the 4th last year. Turned out to be great for a while. He fell off a little bit. I think he got hurt maybe. But Cincinnati, Joe Mixon, he went end of the first round. He's definitely going to drop. I think Eric and Joe each had him, and I don't think either of them were probably that high on him anymore. I know Eric always roasts us for getting too personal with players, but I get very personal with players. I'm not going to draft say Edwards-Helaire, but I don't think Mixon's I think he's gonna fall. And that leads into the next team, Kansas City Chiefs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Damian Williams is coming back after opting out last season. Might affect the touches a little bit for Edwards-Helaire, but they're just a passing offense, and I think you're looking at 12, 15 points at best from either guy. Chargers, Austin Eckler, beast when healthy, definitely going to go end of first, early second probably again. I wouldn't be surprised because Herbert's going to be throwing the ball all over the place and Eckler gets a lot of catches. They got Josh Kelly and Justin Jackson. I think Justin Jackson kind of filled the void for Eckler last season, so he might be a late round guy to look at just in case of injury / backup. He might get more rush attempts, whatever. Las Vegas Raiders, I wrote Oakland. But yeah, Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, I touched on that a little bit in the beginning. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think Kenyon Drake's still got some good fantasy value, but once again, I have no fucking clue what they're going to do. I mean, Josh Jacobs is RB1. There's no question about that. Denver Broncos, Melvin Gordon spitting some shit the other day about how he feels he's underrated, and then they draft this guy Williams I think he was the 1/3 round running back. No, he was the 2nd round running back. He was in the first few picks of the 2nd round. And I got to think they're drafting a running back in the 2nd round. You're going to give him a lot of touches. You weren't that thrilled with Melvin Gordon last year. He didn't perform that well, in my opinion, but we'll see. That's certainly a rookie to watch. The Giants, Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick at the worst in our draft. I don't think anyone's going to be too nervous about him coming off that injury. I mean, he's Saquon. He's a beast. The ceiling is through the roof with him, and it's a bit risky, but I mean, I think if Joe's sitting at that 8 or 9, which he always seems to fall to, and Saquon's sitting there, I just can't imagine a scenario where Joe doesn't take him. Or even myself, if I'm sitting in that same situation, it's Saquon Barkley, guys. He could be top 3, no problem. Eagles, Miles Sanders. Yeah, I mean, he's their RB1. He did pretty well last season. A little spotty, might have had some injuries in there. I don't know if Philly's looking to add another running back. I mean, they got to focus on the quarterback situation. They got a nice wide receiver pick, but it'll be interesting to see. Washington, Antonio Gibson's got to be running back 1 down there. The football team, guys, the football team. I mean, I think he's only gonna improve. Who do they have coming in at quarterback? They got a little bit of I know Alex Smith retired. You guys can check me on that one. But Dallas, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, he had a little bit of an off year without Dak. I think he had a little bit of injury problems too. I still think Zeke's a first-round pick. I think most of you guys can agree with me there. New Orleans, Kamara, top 3. I mean, he was one of the best running backs in the league last year. Not much more to say there. Tampa Bay, Ronald Jones and Fournette. I think they added another older running back. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember. But I think Ronald Jones was a good shout. Like, I thought Eric had a good pick there. I think that was like his 3rd-round pick. So I'd expect Ronald Jones to probably fall in the top 3 rounds. Fournette, probably not. Definitely not where Lynch took him in the 2nd round last year. But that was when he was still a Jaguar in the RB1. Atlanta Falcons, this is an interesting one. Mike Davis is currently listed as their RB1. Todd Gurley is a free agent. So it's something to look out for. Maybe if Atlanta adds a running back late in this draft, that guy might get a lot of touches. Because I just can't see Mike Davis like carrying the load. I was looking at some of their backups, like some young guys, no names, but like... I think Atlanta's running back situation is going to be interesting to watch going into our fantasy draft. Carolina, Christian McCaffrey coming back this year. Hands down RB1, top 5 pick most likely in our league. Next, Dalvin Cook for Minnesota, probably pretty similar. I probably said top 5 pick for more than 5 guys here, but like, I mean, McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Kamara, who's the other one that I was saying? Derrick Henry. Like, those 4 guys are the least I said. Green Bay, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I believe it's A.J. Dillon. I mean, Jamal Williams provided good fantasy value as the RB2 there for the last few seasons. I mean, at least, a bench running back or someone who's always rostered, more or less. But Aaron Jones is still going to be probably 2nd-round pick, I think, in our league. Great running back. Definitely got to see the Aaron Rodgers situation because that team could get a lot worse really quickly if he retires or goes to another team. He's threatening a lot right now. Chicago, David Montgomery, and they got Tariq Cohen back this season. I mean, I don't think anyone's that hyped about either one, but like if you're sitting there in like the late 3rd, 4th round, and Montgomery's sitting there and you need a running back, like, I mean, 12, 15 points probably at the least. Detroit, DeAndre Swift, good running back, probably only going to improve this year. And they have Jamal Williams, Detroit, so he moved over to the Lions, probably a late round guy. And Kerryon Johnson, I guess, is just an afterthought at this point. He's their RB3 on the depth chart. So I don't think there's any value there. I mean, maybe you take a shot. If Swift gets hurt, maybe he turns into kind of the running back, and Jamal Williams is still the pass catcher. But we'll see how Jared Goff runs that offense. Definitely interesting to see. They got Penny Sewell, I believe it's pronounced. Really good pick, I think, for the Lions. They're sitting at 7. Arizona, Chase Edmonds is actually listed number 1 on the depth chart at the moment. But they brought in James Conner. James Conner is now on the Arizona Cardinals. So, I mean, both of those guys, I think you can make a case for who's going to be the starter and who's going to be better for fantasy, because we saw start Chase Edmonds quite a bit last season. Pass catching value, no doubt. If Connor can stay healthy, I think he might get more carries, but you got to kind of weigh your options there and see how you're feeling. Next one, LA Rams. Cam Akers listed RB1, and I really think he came on strong towards the end of the season, kind of solidified that. Probably why Malcolm Brown left. They're still sitting with Darrell Henderson as their number 2. But I like Cam Akers. I think he'll go higher than he did last year. I think Tony grabbed him in the 5th when Tony had no idea who he was. So Tony, maybe this video will be good. You can learn about some of these running backs. Next team, Seattle, Chris Carson, Rashad Penny. Chris Carson, he had a great season for Kevin Lamb through at least the first 8 or 9 weeks. Kevin Lamb's whole team kind of fell apart at the end. And, he missed the playoffs after having a pretty incredible roster. But shit happens, What can you do? But I think Chris Carson will still fall in that 2nd, 3rd round range. Rashad Penny's probably a late flyer. People are still, hoping he breaks out, and if he can get more touches in that offense, he has potential. But San Francisco, the 4th team that did draft a running back, they were the one that drafted the 3rd round running back. Sermon got drafted. They are sitting with Mostert and Jeff Wilson. I would think it's going to be Mostert and Sermon. I think Jeff Wilson might fall out a little bit, but everyone in San Francisco seems to have injury problems. So once again, probably a bit of a crapshoot. Mostert will probably get drafted first in our league, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see Sermon as the rookie, the unknown, the hype. Probably get drafted before Wilson, if Wilson even gets drafted. So, guys, that's all 32 NFL teams. This video is getting a little long. You guys are probably tired of hearing my voice. I'm just freeballing this. One take every time, that's how we do it at the Rival Recap Show. But I hope we can lock something down for the draft. I don't know if someone put a hold on something. I know Charlie we were talking when we were all pretty drunk, and he was looking into it, but I don't think he pulled trigger. So guys, yeah, if someone could step up, be a travel agent, oh man, that would be unreal, because as I said, I'm not the best decision maker. You guys know that from trying to trade with me. I'm always like, give me a night's sleep on it. And I'm full of shit, really. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I hope this 3rd round goes good today. I hope I don't have flu-like symptoms all day from this shot. Feeling good so far. It's only been about an hour. I know it takes a little while to settle in, and people always say the day after is worse. So, I don't know how I'll be tomorrow, but I'm going to be resting up today, drinking a lot of water, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hopefully see some of you guys sooner rather than later at Spencer Sklar's graduation party. That's very hype. Congratulations, Spencer. Law school. Huge, huge. Hope to see you guys on June the 5th on Long Island. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you.